Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Fantastic Five, the show where we're absolutely right about absolutely everything, and some people refuse to listen. This week, we're taking a look at the 5 baddest first-generation Pokemon. From the 3 starters in the original Red and Blue of the 1990s to the now 721 known Pokemon species, the allure of traveling across digital lands and searching far and wide to capture and train adorable little monsters in the art of combat, adorable monster combat, continues to entrance gamers young and old. Don't believe me? Just look at the astronomical success of Pokemon Go. So with that in mind, today we're taking a look at 5 original Pokemon you wouldn't want to see standing across from you in a Poke battle. Number 5, Machamp. Using its heavy muscles, it throws powerful punches that can send the victim clear over the horizon. Of course, the only Pokemon that looks like it belongs in the WWE is going to make it on the list. Not only is gaining a championship title part of its evolution, but Machamp's Pokemon type is literally fight. If the idea of getting punched clear over the horizon sounds a little too metaphorical for you, how about the Poke fact that Machamp's forearms can dish out a barrage of 1,000 punches and slaps in 2 seconds. 2 seconds! Have you ever been punched? Try to remember exactly what that felt like. Now try to imagine that punch you were thinking of brought 999 friends and it all happened in the time it takes you to count to 2. If you can't imagine what that would feel like, don't worry, because if Machamp ever gets a hold of you, you probably won't live long enough for it to matter. Number 4, Haunter. If you get the feeling of being watched in darkness when nobody is around, Haunter is there. A ghost poison type Pokemon, as though being a ghost wasn't scary enough, Haunter seems to say, you know what? I should be able to kill things with my tongue, too. If a Haunter licks you, it's said that you won't stop shaking and shuddering until you die. Haunter is one of the few Pokemon that's actually less scary as its final evolution. Sure, Gengar might be a little more powerful, but Gengar looks more like a mischievous Jigglypuff from the bad part of town than a floating, wide-awake nightmare with teeth. Haunter looks like Wolverine's ghost. Just Google Haunter in real life if you want to have a good time never sleeping again. Though, to be fair, most of the Pokemon look pretty terrifying when you do that Google search. Number 3, Charizard. Breathing intense hot flames, it can melt almost anything. Its breath inflicts terrible pain on enemies. Apologies to Blastoise and Venusaur, but Charmander's evolution into Charizard is the only one of the starter Pokemon that earned a spot on this list. Charizard was probably the Pokemon responsible for the most real-world violence with kids willing to Poke battle each other's teeth out for its ultra-powerful, super rare card. It's hard to believe that something that starts out so cute could become such an incredible fire-breathing Poke kicker. But I guess one of the most important takeaways of Pokemon has always been that even cute things can murder you with fire. If I'd known Charmander was going to turn into such a badass, I would have probably picked it instead of Squirtle. Thanks for nothing, Professor Oak. Number 2, Gyarados. Once it appears, its rage never settles until it has razed the fields and mountains around it. Any Pokemon that has NPCs using phrases like brutally vicious, enormously destructive, and blazing ruins has got to be bad news. These people's entire world revolves around monsters constantly fighting, and Gyarados is still scary. Besides being a huge powerful engine of utter destruction, Gyarados has also got to be one of the most visually terrifying Pokemon. You know, except for maybe Mr. Mime. Gyarados' transformation from Magikarp really goes to prove 2 important life lessons. 1, be careful who you mess with, and 2, follow your dreams, kids. You may seem like a worthless, floundering loser right now, but that doesn't mean you can't grow up to become a 21-foot flying rage machine. Alright, number 1, Mewtwo. Because its battle abilities were raised to the ultimate level, it thinks only of defeating its foes. Man, if that doesn't sound straight up gangster, I don't know what does. That sounds like something the bad guy Russian trainers would have said about Ivan Drago. Mewtwo's powerful psychic attacks made it the most powerful first-generation Pokemon, as well as the inspiration for 11 from Stranger Things. The world of Pokemon seems mostly cute and fun, until things take a turn and you find out that Mewtwo was the result of, and I'm quoting here, years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. Look, I'm already worried about the ethical and moral implications of trapping little animals and then forcing them to fight each other, and then you gotta drop some twisted business like that on me? One of these days, scientists will learn that experimenting on something until it has enough power to destroy you is basically never going to work out like you want. That's it for this week. Check back next week when we give you 5 more things in the absolute correct 5 through 1 order. Thanks for watching this episode of Fantastic Fives. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Comics Alliance for more comic facts, and check out comicsalliance.com for more comic awesomeness.